Hello and welcome to the Word, bringing you the good news of Jesus Christ every day from the order of preachers around the world. Today, from Albania, we hear from Father Costantino Mamo. Father Cost is a friar of the province of Malta and is serving as a missionary in Dures. The preaching today is entitled On Being Sent.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus called the 12 together and gave them power and authority over all demons and to cure diseases. And he sent them out to preach the kingdom of God and to heal. And he said to them, "Take nothing for your journey, no staff, nor bag, nor bread, nor money, and do not have 2 tunics. And whatever house you enter, stay there, and from there depart. And wherever they do not receive you, when you leave the town, shake off the dust from your feet as a testimony against them." And they departed and went through the villages, preaching the gospel and healing everywhere. This is the word of the Lord. In the immediate context of today's Gospel, Christ's words to Jairus caught my attention. This Jairus had an only daughter, 12 years old, and she was dying. He went to Jesus asking him to cure his child. When news arrived to him that the girl had died, Jesus told him, "Do not fear, only believe, and she shall be well." Do not fear, only believe. These words Jesus spoke to Jairus, encouraging him along their way to meet the dying child. Am I mistaken if I use them as if they are a sort of brackets to today's gospel selection? What link is there between the healing of the young girl and the sending of the 12 on a mission? Jesus was walking with Jairus, who had just received the sad news that his only daughter had died. The man who brought the sad news told the father, "Do not trouble the teacher anymore," as if to say, accept reality, you can do nothing about it. Jesus, hearing the news of the child's death, saw the sorrow on the father's face, and he knew what he was going to do. In today's selection, Luke tells us about Jesus sending the 12 on a mission, while sharing his power and authority. Later, Jesus sent 72 disciples on mission, and he told them, "Go your way. Behold, I send you out as lambs in the midst of wolves." I imagine that the apostles and disciples, on being sent with instructions on how to go about it, would have felt fear. I sure would have feared. So it was good, and it is really good to listen again and again and again these comforting words. Do not fear, only believe. The words "do not fear" tell us that God will not task us with something beyond our possibilities, something we are unable to do. Let us remember the parable of the talents. Jesus tells us, "For it will be as when a man going on a journey called his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away." This is what he does in today's selection. He does not tell us how many talents he gave each apostle. He tells us that he shared his power with them, and he told them how to go about their mission. In doing this, he was building his community, the church to which we belong. It is good to remember Christ's answer to Peter's reaction when he saw the miracle Jesus had performed. Peter told Jesus, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord." And Jesus said to Simon, "Do not be afraid. Henceforth you will be catching men." The words "only believe" tell us that by sharing his power and authority with his disciples, Jesus was not abandoning them. Later, when they were ready to be sent to the world, he told them, "Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them and teaching them to obey everything that I have commanded you. And remember, I am with you always to the end of the age." "I will not leave you orphans," is Christ's promise. We are Christ's disciples. Sinners, yes, but beloved, and his promise is valid for us today. "Do not be afraid, only believe," is the refrain we should let echo in our minds and our hearts every time we face problems and difficult times during our mission. Problems and difficulties, mistakes even, that surely the enemy will use to try and discourage us. The Christian community has always faced difficult times and lived through crisis that, with God's intervention, helped it grow and deepen its roots, even when it felt like it was getting smaller and when some tried to present it as irrelevant. History has shown otherwise. It is not irrelevant.